Test.
Check. My God, what a day.
Take 3. We haven't done 3 takes on an intro since.
Well, we usually do because we mess up, but this time we had to do it because first, a couple technical difficulties, and I will accept the blame for them because it is my fault.
No, but we stopped doing more than 1 take. Remember,
I'm just saying. But this one was technical, and I'm a poor teacher. Didn't teach Jordan properly. Anyways,
we're good.
Enough said. For those returning, we're usually really good at this. So yeah. Oh, it's pouring rain. Anyways, welcome to the Pals podcast, and for those returning, our pals, welcome back. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your support. My name is George Boutsalis.
And I'm Ricky Liordi. In this episode, we had our good pal, Vishaal Gupta, a.k.a. Dr. V. He's been a good pal of ours and a good listener of the podcast since day one. We actually had him on the podcast back last February to chat about his career in medicine as an OBGYN. But this time around, it was more of a casual conversation to catch up and just to see what our good pal is up to.
Yeah, wow, it's really rainy. Want to give a big shout out, I guess, to Dr. V, a longtime listener and repeat guest now. So, V, thanks, buddy. It was a pleasure catching up with you. Doing some great things. Want to give a shout out to our sponsors, RFP Design. RFP Design, the makers of the best furniture in the world. Honestly, guys, they make terrific custom furniture. Andrew Moretti, founder, CEO, decided to start this out, I guess, of a passion project and has really taken this company to the next level. They do it all. Furniture, couches, anything related to upholstery. Now they're doing furniture, dressers. They do everything. And they were gracious enough to make us this amazing, rich blue suede couch for the studio. Guys, if you need anything custom furniture-wise, anything for your home, reach out to RFP Design. They can handle your needs. There is no project they cannot undertake. Any size is not too big or too small. Find them at www.rfpdesign.com. Tell them the pal sent you.
Love that. I'd like to give another shout out to our second sponsor, Cast. If you don't know what Cast is, or if you haven't heard us talk about it in previous episodes, Cast is the objective assembly of public opinion. The main goal of the app is to remove the friction of participation and allow users to share their honest and objective opinions without the fear of reprisal. It's a passion project that me and my good pal Georgie and our other pal Dave have been working on for the last 9 months, and we're entering open beta now, which means it's available to everyone for testing before we officially launch on the App Store. So go to www.joincast.co or on Instagram, on socials at joincast.co for more information, or even just send me and Georgia a message. We'll get you set up, and we'd love your feedback. So download it, test it, let us know what you think. And Georgie.
LFG, baby.
Let's go. Check.
Okay.
We're back in black.
Is that what we are?
It's a song.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
I'm the only one wearing black.
You're looking sharp, man.
You do look sharp, V. Always.
Hey, boys.
Thank you.
Hey, cheers. Look at these. We got some Cottage Springs here. A couple. Let's see that nice little.
My first time having these. It's pretty good.
Actually?
Yeah, it's my first
Cheers.
time ever.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers. I said a day ago I was going to stop drinking. Well, thanks,
Special
Cottage
occasion.
Springs.
Yeah, special occasion.
Oh, fuck. I forgot there was a video.
Yeah, the last time you were on, we didn't have video.
No.
That one's good. I've never tried the strawberry Q one. That's actually pretty good. I think
The raspberry lime one's my favorite.
Yeah, honestly, they're all great. They're all so honestly one of the best sponsors to have.
Can't wait to try the vodka
Not only
soda.
is it a relatively healthier alternative to drinking, it's as healthy as it can kind of get.
See, health is all relative at the end of the day, right?
It is.
100%.
But it's also tasty, and they're Canadian.
Great brand. I love them.
Yeah. It's great. This is a nice, this is not even the ad that they pay for. This is us organically talking about
Hey,
them.
coincidentally, what Cass is doing, we're removing the friction to participation. They're removing the friction to have a nice, healthy beverage. Removing the friction of having, you can say that, yeah, okay, you can make a vodka soda, which would be equal in terms of calorie content, but there's friction there. You got to get the vodka, you got to get the soda, you got to get a cup, you got to mix it, you got to add some ice.
You got to slice
and
the
then
lime.
Exactly.
You got to
drink.
a lot of
and
work.
to get the flavors in, you got to go pick fresh fruits.
Yeah.
Cottage Springs removes the friction.
0 fat, 0 carbs, 0 sodium.
Yeah. The calories are from vodka, but naturally it's...
Yeah, it's 100 calories. It's not a lot.
Honestly, I'm a big fan.
It's the healthiest thing
Big
I've
fan.
drank all
We got a
week.
good stack over there.
We do have a nice stack.
Yeah. We got to get into that one. But
V, welcome back.
Thanks for having me, boys. I'm excited. It's been a long time in the making.
Over a year.
Over a year. I tried to get back in September, but the timing just didn't work.
The pals were blowing up then. We didn't have time for you.
I know. Working on cast, the pals blowing up. They
We
pencil
always
me in.
got time for Dr. V.
Oh.
Always.
And he brought us a ball.
We tried to get you on though a while ago. I remember the last time you came to town. For those who don't know, Vishaal's in Montreal now. Not now, but like presently, like he's presently with the pals. But yeah, we tried to get you on the last time you came back, but I just think like naturally when you come back, you got a lot to do, a lot of people to see, all that stuff. Didn't really
Well, I'll
line
stay
up.
with my roomie over here, Ricky, and he can attest to it. We had something going on most days, most nights. Just so many people to see when you've been gone for 3 months,
Yeah,
and it just unfortunately didn't work out.
fair.
But-
How's it been being away? You been missing people or?
Honestly, there's ups and downs. Overall, life is great.
Mm-hmm.
It took a little while to get used to being out there. The summer was fine because I would literally there's still restaurants open, and I would literally golf all the time
Yeah.
because there's nothing else to do. I wasn't hungover on weekends. I golfed at 7 a.m. instead.
You were biking a lot too.
Running.
Running.
Oh, man.
George got me into running a bit.
Coincidentally, I got myself out of running lately.
But the thing with running is once it drops below 10 degrees, I have no interest in running outdoors.
It's
Or
still
running,
not bad.
period.
Like I went out the other day. It was cold the other day.
Yeah, it was windy that day you went.
Yeah, and I had like a 2.5 kilometer loop because I couldn't take it. But like the last couple of days have been pretty brisk, but like nice. So it is cold, but it feels really refreshing. Like really wakes you up. I think around like as long as it's not sub like doesn't feel like -10. If it's like a couple degrees below or over, it's actually quite nice to run.
It all depends. If it's sunny too and not windy,
Yeah.
that's what makes
Yeah.
the biggest
Oh,
difference.
yeah.
If it's a
The
little bit of
wind?
wind, no chance. I don't even
Sunny-
like walking.
Sunny and cold's okay.
Yeah,
the
sunny and
sun's
cold.
hitting you. It's actually quite refreshing.
Yeah.
And like the cold, crisp weather actually makes you run faster almost.
Yeah.
Your times are always better, but I just can't get motivated.
Is
to
that an
run
actual
once it-
thing?
If you ask anyone who runs, it's always better like between like 0 and 10 degrees. I think they say is the optimal running temperature because
Really?
it's less humid, less less overheating.
Yeah, true.
And you warm up quickly. But if you ask any of the runners, they're any of the runners. Like I know a lot of them. The splits are always better in the semi-cold weather, like fall and spring compared
Really?
to summer.
That's
When we had Blake on, he never mentioned that. You remember?
By the way,
Blake,
that
right?
was I can't believe he was pulling out quotes from literally every episode.
Yeah.
He might listen more than you.
He definitely listens more than Elaine, probably.
Probably.
even.
Like that was crazy.
Like it's
He knew a lot of them.
He was good, and I'm gonna admit I've fallen off the wagon a bit. I haven't watched as much in the last couple of months. It just has been busy.
Yeah, we don't get the text as much from you anymore.
Well, now you get the text like 2 weeks later, and Ricky's like, "What the fuck are you talking
what,
about?"
like, what episode are you even on? It's like, oh, George got you good. I was like,
I was like, what's he talking
What?
about?
Where are we even at here?
Maybe you've been like 1 or 2 times I knew what you were talking about, but very often I was like, I need some context for sure.
I started adding.
Yeah, I was like,
context.
what is this guy talking about?
It's funny. I was talking to John about this on Saturday the other day as well because he does the same thing. He's like, he'll watch an episode a couple weeks later and just fire
Yeah.
you a text, and you're like, "What?"
Yeah, John's normally pretty good, but he did it with he did it to me with Star Wars. He goes 1990, more like 1970, and I was like,
It's like, what?
John, I have no idea what you're talking. It's like the episode you released last week, Star Wars. I was like, gotcha. Thanks for correcting me. But John, he's already into the second. I love it.
I'm on vacation technically.
It's like when Dom
We are.
comes into town. When Dirty Dom comes into town, it'll be a Tuesday night, and he's at the condo just drinking. I'm like, Dom, I love you, buddy, but it's Tuesday. I can't have a couple right now.
I know. Also, it's like this is vacation now. I'm just in Toronto, sitting on your couch.
Yeah.
That's what
That's
vacation
what vacation
becomes.
boiled down to.
Yeah.
Man, speaking of vacation, we were reminiscing over the weekend about our trip to Copenhagen and like Prague and all that stuff. Have we ever talked about? Did we talk about it last time at all?
I think we briefly did because I just remember the quote. Like, there's a lot of things we can't talk about from that trip, but overall, it was great.
True. That was a really fun trip.
I feel that's actually where I first really got into champagne. Because remember that there was a 1987 bottle of Dom we had at Geranium.
Yeah, that was that dinner was
I'll never
crazy.
forget that dinner.
In hindsight, like I was saying this to Vishaal, like at the time it was one of the more like pricey dinners that I think I've ever like individually. Like, you know, you go to dinner with a big group and the
Yeah.
bill naturally is gonna cost more, but like just for like what I ate, you ate, like it was pricey because we did like the alcohol pairing,
Yeah.
which kind of I think maybe like doubled the dinner because the alcohol
Definitely
was
did.
they put a lot of really nice alcohol, like not a lot of nice wines and champagnes with it. But I would like we're also. I mean, you're I guess technically a student. You're not still a student, but
A resident, so trainee.
Yeah.
Really?
So but back then we were. I mean, that was 3 years ago now. I was working, but I was backpacking, so trying to be conscious of it, like everything. We were being a little mindful. We're staying in hostels. So at the time, that dinner was like, I'm like, fuck, pricey.
Your one dinner covered your week of accommodation.
Yeah,
Bro,
it's funny. I was just thinking that.
I paid that dinner was the same as staying a month in hostels in India. Like,
yeah,
like to put it in perspective.
It really was.
But you know what? Like, what
Definition of fat pit right there.
honestly, it was the best.
Whoa.
You could all in all, to this day, it's the best food experience I've ever had. But even saying to Vishaal now, like now looking back in the position of being a little bit older, you know, you're making a little bit more money now. It's bang for your buck wise. Looking back, I'm very happy we did it. And I would do it again now in a heartbeat. Then it was like, I still loved it. No regrets, but I was like, oh, this is a lot. Like I'm going to have to cut something out down the road to make up for this.
It's funny. It's funny you say that. Like leading up to it, you're like, are we going to have regrets? Are we not? Honest, there's not many things in my life where I look back on it. I'm like, actually truly regret it.
Yep.
Which I'll get more on that when we get to our last question of the day. I'll touch more on that. But honestly, it's one of the best decisions we ever made. Well, you take a step back even further. Me agreeing to even like saying, okay, let's do this trip was even something I was worried about at first.
Yeah.
But it was one of the best trips I've ever had.
Honestly, it was really fun. It's random. I don't remember a lot of it. Like I remember bits and pieces. But even that dinner, I remember like Geranium. So for those who don't know as well, like Copenhagen is like some has a really great food scene. Used to have the number one restaurant in the world, Noma, which we didn't go to Noma. I think the time was closed down. But there's a few restaurants there. Even in Scandinavia in general, there's a few Michelin star type restaurants. But yeah, Copenhagen has quite a. They have some very established and very reputable restaurants. And I remember when Vishaal, you said you were coming, we looked up to see what was possible. Geranium popped up, but they were all booked, everything. Because we just looked into like a couple weeks before we went.
Yeah.
Like any Michelin star restaurant, you got to book.
So Copenhagen is known for their food?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like they're known for the restaurants. Noma is the number one in the world.
I had no idea.
I actually have
number one in the world?
Was number one in the world, not anymore.
That's crazy.
I actually have the Noma Guide to Fermentation. It's like a book they made on how to ferment foods. You probably don't know this. The guy who's the head of the fermentation like science lab is a Canadian guy. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Really cool. Anyways, they're like really Noma's like they're very forward thinking out there.
I'm gonna cut this clip and post it on Fat Pit right now. Do it.
So, but I remember Vishaal talking about like he wants to do it. I'm like, yeah, let's see. We emailed them, or I think Vishaal emailed them. There was no availability, and then they got back to him. I think, if I remember correctly,
like 2 days before I left.
Yeah, with a cancellation or we have a slot available. Vishaal's like, should we do it? I'm like, you know what? I'll probably regret saying no. Like we wouldn't have known what we were missing, I don't think. Yeah. But after seeing a big fan of Chef's Table and seeing these like truly revolutionary restaurants, I'm like, I feel we have to do it. Whatever. Like, as DB says, money comes and goes, but these will last forever.
Exactly. Like we're living for the moments. We're not living for the money.
100%.
Right.
And looking back, we were there for 4.5 hours or something.
Yeah, it was long.
Yeah.
And ran into like the wait staff ended up being Greek.
He was the sous chef.
The sous chef, yeah.
The sous chef was a Greek guy. Came over and like I don't know if I ever explained this to you. The reason I can typically know when someone's Greek is if you're Greek and you speak English from Greece natively, you have a distinct accent. As I'm sure like that happens with most people. Like I'm sure you can tell an Italian accent, but I just like if I hear someone talk and like I'm probably 90% sure if they're Greek, you can spot it. So I heard him saying stuff and I was like, this guy sounds Greek. And then I found out his name's like Costa or something. And I was like, oh, okay, you're a Greek. He's like, yeah, how'd you know? And we started talking.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's the one that like, and then Vishaal's like, hey, he's Greek. Let's ask him, like, let's get some favors here. Like, I'm like, yeah, I agree.
Take 10% off the bill.
No, Vishaal's like, because we saw like the restaurant setup. We had this like it's almost like we had the chef's table.
Yeah, we did.
It is the chef's table, right? It's like, we did. The restaurant looks like our studio. So for those that can see, it's like rectangular. And we sat like where we're sitting now and everything was in front of us.
High top table too.
With like a fireplace on it.
Yeah.
And anyways, like we just saw people like going, like asking to go up and all that. So I remember I was like, ask him. So he came back. I was like, hey, can I ask you, like, can we go take pictures? Can we like see stuff? He's like, oh, for sure. He's like, you guys want to tour the kitchen?
Yeah.
And Vishal's like, yes, 100% yes.
Well, we went back there. Like, there's a view of the soccer pitch, the football pitch. Remember?
Yeah.
It was like one of the where Team Denmark played or whatever. You could see like
Something
their
like
main
that.
soccer pitch. Even.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool.
It was in like an office building too, which is kind of
Yeah.
odd. It was the top floor
Yeah.
of an office building.
We thought we were lost.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Still a cool experience.
Yeah. Anyways, I
Yeah.
forget the point how we got on this, but it was
You
really.
often forget the point. in
I
your story,
always
so
forget
it's
the
okay.
point. I forget the point of everything.
But you know what? He's actually been doing a little bit of a better job. Instead of rambling, he'll stop and pause for a second and then
He
carry
does.
on.
I've
He's
noticed
been doing
that
a
in
great
the
job.
The power of the pause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bex. She won't listen to this, but
Oh, she'll listen
Bex
to this
doesn't
one. I'm
listen?
on it.
she listens to some. She know what? She might listen. We'll see if she catches this. If she does,
Yeah.
let me know. What were we talking? How did we get in that? With food,
Yeah. So you're
travel?
asking me like
I
how
know, I
life
lost my
was out
train of
there, and like this is like my
We got
new
the-
vacation.
We got on a tangent. I can't.
Yeah,
remember
we
the- for
did.
the
We
first time I
did.
remember. I don't remember the point. Like I often remember where we started on. Anyways, geranium, fantastic experience.
I know. Well, I think the whole question started on how's life, and that's how we had somehow ended up there.
Do you remember how we got on this? No, they were on the
No, because
tapes.
I remember you were saying the last time we traveled together, because he's talking about how he's on vacation right now.
True.
Talking about
Yeah.
vacations. The last time we were
Something
together,
like
the
that.
meal we had, blah, 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 something like that. But I had a point, and I was actually really excited to ask this
Now you forget
question.
it?
And I was listening to you, and then I was like, oh, look at him. He took a pause to collect his thoughts. And I freaking forgot my question.
It'll come back to you.
It will.
It will.
It will.
Anyways, that
Anyways.
was really a trip. But I've realized, I mean, to kind of just keep going on that same vein, is that I don't think we've gone on a trip, all three of us, have we?
No,
No.
I've never
would
been
be-
out of Canada with Ricky.
That would be a good one.
Have we been out of Ontario together?
No.
We've been out of the city together?
Oh, but we'll be out in Thunder Bay together soon.
Yes, we will. For those who don't know,
Yeah.
actually,
I
Vishaal
often
won.
forget that too.
Vishal won our Thunder Bay trip. So back in
And this was completely random. Like,
Yeah.
for the
Twice
record,
too, apparently.
we so we ran a contest back in May or June. It was when Donovan Bailey came on.
No, I was in Montreal at the time. It was July or
so
August.
July, yeah, because Donovan Bailey
Yeah.
was July. So we ran a contest for a trip to Thunder Bay. Our buddy Dom Figlomeni provided the hotels. Me and George provided the flight. So we did a contest, tag, like, follow these people, and we selected at random. We had about 500 entries. So I did the random thing on Instagram.
we recorded it too to make
Yeah, I
sure. no one
recorded
was
it,
cheating.
and it was Vishaal. And I'm like, fuck, everyone's going to think we rigged it. I did it again, and it came up
Yeah.
with a different number. That was still Vishaal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like,
So we almost
fuck.
unrigged it against
Literally,
you,
we almost
and you still won.
rigged it against
Oh, I would have
you.
been so mad if I found out the
Well,
story
like,
after the
people
fact.
are going to think we rigged it.
Yeah.
You know what?
And I did it, like, we
documented.
videotaped it. George is
Yeah, Rick was
like,
worried. I mean, we're both worried that like people would think that because obviously they like we early days too. We referenced you a lot, so people would think, oh, Dr. V, they're just giving it to him. It was actually just like a pure coincidence.
I
It's
know.
just
Well,
crazy.
even when I saw it, when I reposted it, my friends were like, "That was rigged."
You would think. We actually have to do that trip. Oh, that's what I was gonna say on that note. So when we were recording the video, I remember this. So Dom Figliomeni is also known as Dirty Dom. I don't know how the name ever came up, but I remember this started one day.
it's just a good name.
Right. So this is the best part though. During that Donovan Bailey contest we ran for the trip to Thunder Bay, I remember recording it we're recording the talking head on Instagram to promote the contest and the episode. And we're talking about we're going to give away a trip to Thunder Bay. We're going to use our, book the flights. And then we've had, the hotel booked by Dom, but Ricky says it this way. And I remember I had to correct him because I was like, I'll explain. So we're recording, we're talking, and Rick's like, yeah, and shout out to our boy Dirty Dom for donating the hotel. So we finished the thing and we stopped. We stopped and I was like, okay, Rick, can I ask you something? Would you enter a contest to go stay in a hotel donated by a guy named Dirty Dom? And he's like, I see your point. And I was like, I'm just thinking because I heard him say it
Touche.
out loud and I realized in my head, I'm like, this sounds kind of sketchy.
It's like one of those things, but you don't
don't
realize
realize.
it. It's just because
Yeah.
I've been calling Dom Dirty Dom for a decade now, where it's fuck a Dom Figliomeni. Like, who is that?
Dom Figsy.
Yeah.
Figs. But I remember that and I always stuck.
It's like when you call someone by their nickname so often, you forget their name. Like
Yeah.
Daniel Moretto. He doesn't listen to this, but one of our good buddy.
the best.
So his nickname's Glenn. The reason behind his nickname is
Not even close, yeah.
So the reason behind his nickname is he grew up on Glen Long Street or something, and he used to hang out on a street called Fur Glen or something. Like there's a whole bunch of Glen. And he went to Glen Secondary Elementary School or something. All these Glens in his life. So people just started calling him Glenn. it came to the point where in my phone he's Glenn Moretto, and I introduce him to people as Glenn. So we're playing basketball one day, and he introduces himself as Dan. Most people call him Glenn, but the back of his jersey says Moretto. So people that don't know him are like, who is this guy?
Yeah, I thought his name was Glenn forever.
And now it's not just Glenn. It's kind of just like Glenn whatever you want. So
No.
like Glenjamin,
That's the
Glenn
best.
Johnson,
That's the best.
Glenn
It
Bucks.
just
Like
makes no sense.
We went to the Bills game on Thanksgiving.
this story's hilarious.
You can tell the actual story, but I was gonna just say the part of like when Ricky called him Glenjamin. I started laughing because at that point, this is like 2 years ago, or no, this is 2018 because I just come back from my trip. Ricky's like, he's like, yeah, Glenn's gonna come, and that's around the time I just figured out his name's like Daniel Moretto and Glenn. I've known him for a little while, but didn't know the difference. But then we're like on our way down, or tailgating, drinking, and Rick be like, "Hey, Glenjamin, give me a beer." I was like, "Who the fuck is Glenjamin? Like, is there another guy here I'm not aware of?" And then I put two and two together, and Rick explained these nicknames, and they are the best. So shout out to Glenn. Shout out to Moretto.
You can call it Glenn anything.
It makes
So like
sense.
Glenn Johnson, it makes sense, and he'll respond. You know, Glenjamin Franklin, he'll respond.
That's a good one, Glenjamin Franklin.
He didn't think of that one.
I did. You can
Oh,
ask Glenjamin.
Surprising.
You can ask Glenjamin.
can
Glenjamin
ask
is the
him.
best.
Glenjamin.
Because like Benjamin, it's so good.
Benjamin.
Glenjamin is one of the best. Like, man, if I had a kid, and his name was Glenn, I'd call him Glenjamin.
What would you name your kids? Well, you're probably Crystal or Yanni or something.
I got some ideas.
What are they?
Can't say.
Can't say it.
Top
Vishal, what
secret.
about you?
I have no clue.
Christos would be.
At this point, I'm just trying to find someone that have kids with them, my kids' names.
Hey, wait,
I'm
you
joking.
know
I'm
what?
not.
I actually got a question on that. You mean you've seen probably several babies born?
Yeah.
What's the weirdest name you've ever heard someone give to a baby?
Oh, so
Are you there when that happens?
not
the
always.
baby pops up. Look at Glenjamin.
Wow, that's a real Glenjamin right there.
I'm trying to think here.
I got to message Glenn to make sure he listens to this episode.
So probably the weirdest name I can't say on air just because of who the person was, but
Okay.
it was a Toronto Maple Leaf player, so I don't want to say who, but it's
Okay.
a very weird name. I'll tell you this later.
Okay.
Other than that, honestly, I haven't heard that many weird names.
Okay, fair.
Once someone named their daughter Princess.
Interesting.
I've seen it before. It's not that weird.
It's a weird flex.
I
but-
haven't seen like any of those weird ones that you see on TV.
Like, what did Elon Musk and
it was
Grimes
like,
name the kid's name?
I forget how it's pronounced, but it's like an X.
Oh yeah,
quarters.
yeah. There's like three. It's
Just
a
a bunch
Greek
of letters
symbol or
and shit.
something.
It's weird. It's like no, it's not. It's like it's like symbols and all that. I think some of the old ones are Greek, but it's just like, yeah, it's weird.
Well, it's just like, how do you expect people to remember how to pronounce that kid's name? Mind you, I guess everyone's going to know what the kid's name is once he goes to school because it's Elon Musk's kid. So
I mean, then
figure
again,
that.
people always forget to pronounce my name, so I don't
Really?
think I think no matter what your name is, unless it's like a usual run of the mill name, it's hard. I'm
Richard.
sure Yanni's get the same thing.
Yeah, because Yanni is actually Giannis. Want to know fun?
AKA John.
Yeah, honestly, so his name is John. Like Yanni.
Anybody
is
want to
John.
know the Cottage Springs?
You know what? Yeah, I'll have one. I'll have a soda.
I'm not
I'll
one
have
to
I'll
say
have the
no.
Ontario peach.
Yeah, can I get a soda?
Yeah, my brother's name is Giannis, like
Yeah.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. Fun fact, he actually has Giannis.ca, but with a G. Giannis.ca, he has it. He got it. My brother hoards domain names.
That is hilarious. Smart. It's smart.
We have some really good domains. I'm not gonna reveal them now, but Cast has struck gold and got lucky with some domains.
Tell our new domain.
Oh, so we just. Yeah, true. We actually just recently moved over all our Cast domains. So naturally, as Cast has evolved, we just like keep looking to buy domains, anything around the same name and stuff that we want to like that we could use as we scale and grow. Because we were using castapp.ca before, and see, like it is what the function is, but a lot of
Yeah,
people
Either one's fine.
send me the Ontario one, peach one. Yeah, love this one.
Oh, I thought guests get to choose
Oh,
first.
here, you want it?
No, it's okay. I'll have the lemon lime.
Do you want? I have more.
I'm not allowed to have Ontario peaches anymore. I'm from Quebec now. Different country.
Okay, fair.
Whole different country.
So anyways, we're saying we just recently changed over our domain, our website, all that stuff. So it's just joincast.co. We wanted to drop obviously the app because it's like even though it's an app, I don't like hearing personally.
Yeah, you don't want it to be
the Cast app,
yeah.
and it sounds a lot like the Cash app, which is PayPal Square's app.
Yeah, and even the idea behind it, when we first launched, a lot of our branding and the initiative was just to create awareness about what we're doing. So it was create your cast. That's our social media
that was
handle.
good.
That was our website, and it was a fun little gimmicky name, right? Because the idea behind cast is you're creating questions, create your cast. Well, now that we're
How rude.
crazy.
This guy Vishaal.
He made
one
fun of me.
his-
It happened to me twice in the last
I know,
couple
I
months.
saw
He's
that.
made fun of me.
I've heard those. I actually watched those episodes so far.
Karma.
But like his roommate's on, and
I know.
he has his phone on.
I know.
It's so funny because every time you come, you stay at Rick. So you're actually like, is like,
Literally, it's my part-time roommate.
what's the word I'm looking for? Like,
Freeloader.
No. That's not what I was gonna
Zing,
say.
Jordan, copy that one.
No, I was gonna say something. Anyways,
I don't know what
Whatever,
that.
I
I know why you're not squatter.
no, like I'm trying to say like
Part-time roommate.
no, like faux roommate. What's the word I'm looking for? Like continue. I'll think of
roommate?
it.
Yeah. So the idea
Quasi roommate.
Quasi roommate.
That's better.
So
Strong.
we had all create your cast, and that was the idea, the branding, the just brand awareness. Now we're launching. The main goal now is let's get as many people on as we can.
Is that
The
a
idea of
helicopter?
Yeah, it is. Join cast. So we switched over all of our handles. So now it's join_cast on all socials, and the website is joincast.co.
Oh, that's good.
And
Yeah.
it's the idea is again getting away from the cast app.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
It's not called the cast app. It's not called create your cast. It is
Yeah,
just
there were a
cast.
lot of it, eh?
Yeah, so
Create
it's
your
like, I
cast
can't wait
app.
to sign up for create your cast. It's like,
But I like the create your cast as a tag.
It is
Yeah,
really
It's a
clever.
really good tag.
Yeah.
It's a
good
pun
marketing
on
guy came up
words.
with that one.
Huh?
A good marketing guy came up with that one.
I thought I came up with create your
No, I
cast.
did. I'm
Guys, there's no
100%
point in
sure I did.
arguing.
I'm
here.
pretty sure I came up with it. I'm pretty sure I bought the domain, and that's how we ended up with it.
No, I told you to buy it.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% sure I came up with create your cast. 100.
Dave Banwat, can you please clarify next
It was,
time?
it was that day in your office. That day we met a long time ago.
True, you're probably right.
Yeah. But you did buy the domain, yeah, because
I did all the legwork. I'm out here cutting fucking stickers for Ricky.
He actually was. I showed
Hey,
up
I
when we
see.
started recording
One thing
late
I
'cause
do
of
know that I've learned a long time ago is when you're the CEO, no one works for you. You work for everybody.
Yeah.
And that is a fact.
Well, that's the making of a good CEO, though. Right?
Years of experience.
From
Rick's thinking
janitor
about that,
to
like
CEO.
Rick's look at. I just as soon as I said, I look at him. I was like, this guy's full of shit. I feel.
When
No,
don't
we-
you look at Ricky and
we-
say he's
we-
probably full of shit? Every time
No,
I
I'm
every
saying,
time I
like-
look at his
I was looking at
I was saying
him.
I looked at him because I felt like I thought his reaction would be like,
No.
okay.
No, we've got a strong team here.
Very.
And honestly, every time we come in here, we work together. Like, it's just we have the right group of people to do the right job. And that's what's going to make Cast so, I don't want to say life-changing because, well, to us it's life-changing. We hope it is going to be life-changing to a lot of other people. But that's what makes it special, is that it's not that we all have the same idea and it's just we're looking in this echo chamber where we're all just screaming the same things at each other. It's we disagree a lot. We have so many different opinions on so many different topics where when we come together, we find that perfect middle ground. And that's what, social media needs today, right? You have so many people sharing the same BS and trying to, suppress this or, again, echo chamber this, echo chamber that. And I don't want to say the word cancel culture, but that's a big part of it. So
Yeah.
we have so many great minds coming together, and it's not just me, George, and DB anymore. We have a full team, and everyone asks, "Oh, how'd you make this app? How much did it cost you?" It's like it's not about that. It's like we're building a company. It's not just we're building an app and that's it, and we're gonna sell our app and we're gonna wash our hands and that's it. No, we're building a company, and we have our core values, and we've got our mission statement, our vision statement, and we have this entire plan. But it's honestly more than just an app at this point.
It's a really good way to put it, man. No, honestly,
I do a good job every now and then.
It's good. That was a very good statement.
I actually was really well put, Rick. I like
I've been
that.
practicing this for months.
He's in front of the
Oh,
mirror.
it sounds like it.
He's in the mirror. We're not building an app. We're building a company, Richard.
Yeah.
Mom, did I do well?
It's like, wait, when Vishaal comes back, I know what I'm going to say.
Well,
Practice
Vishaal,
every
you
day.
got your last question ready.
I have both questions ready.
Did we not ask you the first time? Did we
It
not?
was post Vishal. Those
Oh,
questions originated. They originated in like August, I think.
No.
No.
Earlier.
because we asked Jonathan
originated
Rosario.
in 2 weeks after mine, I think.
Eric
I was-
Radford's probably.
Yeah, because DB.
Because we
went
were so
on-
scripted
yeah.
for that one.
Yeah.
You know what? It was Eric Radford and on. You're right. Because the first Zoom one, I think, is the one where you.
No.
'Cause
Eric
then-
Radford
and then
was
you entered
pre-Zoom.
the third question, which didn't.
No,
didn't
we only
work
did that
out.
for one.
Yeah, it didn't work.
What was
out.
the third question?
If you were gonna be a kitchen utensil, which one would you be?
The kitchen appliance. That's the worst damn. We'll bring it back for this one for Ricky. That was your
like
question.
I got asked that in an interview.
Because you
when
would
I was
always
like
ask
16.
it when we were sitting downstairs, so people could see my kitchen, and they would just stare at the kitchen like, "Oh, I don't know, I'd be this or this." I'm like, "This question."
We tried that out for a couple episodes. I think it was with Penny Alexa.
Yeah, and a couple of that was not the best
Yeah,
question.
it was.
V, what would you be?
You know what? It's hard to say. Maybe a spork, nice and a variety of uses. Versatility, which I like to think I'm very is one of my key highlights.
I would agree.
Good in any situation.
Okay.
Whether you're eating rice or mac and cheese or soup, spork works.
What if you're having a sub?
Oh, is submarine a sandwich or not though?
Cast it.
I did. You should know this.
He did.
Yeah,
I've probably already.
You know, honestly, I think I always feel like I have a bad memory. I tell myself I have a bad memory. I'm terrible at remembering things, but actually,
the soda one's good.
It's good.
But I think I might like it better than the water.
I love vodka soda, so I
exactly.
The thing about memories, every time I see stuff on cast, I can remember what's posted. I can remember all the comments. Like, we've been on cast from day one, so naturally every night I open, I answer everything available. Like, I think I run out on a daily basis. But I actually can still remember like some of the first casts, the first comments, what people write. Like, it really, maybe because we're more attached to it. I don't know about you, but because we're naturally attached to it. But I remember so much, like when someone will bring something up, and I do remember seeing the hot dog one. And I remember, if I'm not mistaken, you posted either is George a bad GM or a bad commissioner, or should there be 5 IR spots or something?
Yeah,
like that. You posted a basketball related one.
We need another IR spot in our fantasy league, which I'm running away with, by the way.
Time out. Wait, what kitchen appliance would you be? I didn't get your answer.
Good callback.
Yeah, I got to bring that back. I want this answer.
A kitchen appliance or kitchen, like
anything in the kitchen.
Anything in the kitchen.
Anything in the kitchen. Is that not an appliance though?
Utensil's not really an appliance. If you want to say appliance, then I would probably pick a microwave oven because you can do both. You can do everything with a microwave oven.
It's not a bad one.
I would want to be probably a fridge.
Fat Pit wants to be the fridge.
keep food good longer. It's really hard. I don't know. It's
a weird question.
If I'll be honest, you think it's a weird question? Or is it a good question?
It's a weird question.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a weird question.
The reason you got asked it in interviews is because people want to know your thought process, not what your answer is.
Yeah.
Right? That's why my thought process is on the versatility, not on the like good in any situation, not on what the actual use of a fucking sport is.
I can't remember what I said, but fridge is a good one because it's so important. But I also think oven, because without an oven, it's a kitchenette. It's not a kitchen.
Deep.
That's the main difference between a kitchen and kitchenette is the oven.
True. I didn't really know that.
So, anyways,
that's okay. We actually talked about speaking of questions like this, like we actually.
I'm gonna cast that actually. That's a great question to cast. If you were a kitchen,
but how do you list them all? And just the main ones, I
you
guess.
do 4 and then other.
True.
Comment below
because every cast should have another option.
Not every. What if it's a yes or no? You asked that question.
Did you watch the Oprah Prince thing last night?
What does other mean?
Other means I caught some of it, but not all of it.
So it means you watched it?
No, I mean it's a yes or a no. It's not a yes or no.
I know what you're doing right now. You did it in a basketball group. Vishaal has a tendency to like just. I know he doesn't believe the stuff he says sometimes. Like, not to say that he like just throws stuff out, but when it's like when you want to be, you can be it. I think the word is.
I am the classic youngest sibling.
Ah, okay.
So like what you're saying, it's not that I don't believe in it. It's I say it because I want the reaction of you. And as James and you guys were talking about this last time, they call me a troll in most of my groups.
Yeah.
Because it's entertaining.
James was a good one. That was a story about the lucky necklace. That was crazy.
Oh yeah, that was good.
That was a good one.
Yeah, it's to stick on the topic of troll. V is a troll, but at the same time, I can relate where you come from because I do things. I'm very similar in that. And Rick, you can probably attest this. I often will throw stuff out that I don't necessarily believe to kind of vet it early. So like in a different context, I'm more like, I don't like to think in my head as much. I like to think like audibly. Yeah. So I'll throw something out and be like, okay, let's kind of vet this idea. So before I think things through, even if I think it'll elicit a reaction, even if I don't believe it, I'll say it and be like, okay, let me see what people react with it. And this is not me throwing like, fake news or whatever, but when it comes to like business, I'll, you have an idea for the app, I'll throw something out, be like, okay, it seems like a good idea. Let me just say it. And I'll, based on the reaction, I'll be like, okay, this is a good idea. They reacted kind of negatively. Should I attack their points and see just see if I can stay on my ground? And I'll do that. Not that I'm like, okay, I don't believe this anyway, so like whatever. Yeah. But it's a way of like you're kind of a troll, but it's also kind of like
see, it's funny you
way
say
to stress test your ideas.
It's funny you say that thing about the whole audible part. Sorry.
V's had a couple pops, eh?
No, I had to burp. I was being polite though and doing it off mic.
Appreciate that. Not like George clearing his throat on mic last episode.
Like last couple episodes, I've been doing so much.
I noticed it maybe 2 episodes ago. That was when I really noticed it.
Yeah.
No, it's good. It's like, so
I
it's
shouldn't have
funny you
mentioned that because now our listeners are going to notice it.
Yeah,
Who
for sure.
cares?
It's obvious though.
It's bad.
Yeah.
But the thousands and millions.
No, you were saying like the whole thing about thinking audibly. It's funny because I do the same thing. Like at work, like when I'm operating, it's like I verbalize. I first of all, I talk a lot in general.
Fair.
Even when operate?
But when I'm operating, I'll verbalize things as I'm doing it because I like. It's the same thing. Like I know what I'm doing, but if there's a better way of doing it, verbalizing what you're doing makes other people realize, oh, maybe I can change something or tweak something. It's like if you're golfing, and you're like, all right, so like you're not going to talk while you do it, obviously. But if you're having a practice swing and you're like golfing with someone better than you, it's like you verbalize like I feel like my follow through might not be right, or I feel like I'm breaking my wrist too early.
You're like
It's almost like
opening yourself up to like some feedback.
You're opening yourself up to constructive feedback.
Yeah.
And that's the problem in the world these days. No one accepts constructive feedback anymore. Like
a good point.
we now live in a participation trophy era where you can't give people constructive feedback.
That's a really good point. It's actually interesting that you do that when you do surgery and you you put stuff out there. And to jump on that point a little bit, I do it because I'm naturally a talker. I don't like keeping things in general. Like I just like it. I have to get it out to like see. And I didn't think about it that way, but I think that's how I do it. Like you put it out there to see if it makes sense. Yeah. And actually, I think that it bodes well for myself in what we do. Like this, I don't keep anything in. If I have a thought, something bothered, if it's good, bad, and different, I will say it without like.
Yeah.
So sometimes we'll fall without realizing how it's going to affect people. I just say it because I need to get it off my chest. But it's also like if it's an idea, you put it out and you start moving on it, right? Oftentimes, if it comes to like, to take the context of a startup as similar to an idea or whatever it is, holding an idea and trying to like really hash it out and plan it and you manifest it in your head, try to hash out all the possible scenarios. It's a lot of planning you're doing, whereas if you just throw it out and start to build on it, it'll get to the point faster. And one thing that I read around this time a year ago, when I read the Atomic Habits, I believe this is where I got it from. He says that something to the degree of like motion is motion is greater than planning. I believe motion is greater than action, something to that degree, in that you just start moving and going. And to bring it back to ideas, I don't know if I do this intentionally, but I say stuff and then you start to go. Because if you throw something out before it's fully formed, you'll find out very fast if it's a shit idea or if it's a good idea or if there's some traction on it, right?
Yeah.
And it also lets you not be as emotionally attached to an idea, because if you throw it out right away, it's like, okay, it's just an idea I had, it's fleeting, let me throw it out. Let's kind of vet it. The more you think about idea and build up an idea and try to plan, you have more stock in it, and then you release it. Someone shits on it, you're like, oh, there goes my whole time I spent on it. Oh, what do they know?
That's true.
The faster you get things out, the better it works. Maybe I'm just rationalizing how I do things, but I think that...
I get that. First of all, I just want to make it clear. I know what I'm doing when I'm operating. It's not that. I just like to verbalize things as I do it in case there's ways to improve. Yeah. But honestly, that also speaks to like the whole thing about voicing what your thoughts are. It's like that's why one of the other reasons that you've like so mentally strong, because it's when you keep the opinions inside and then you're vetting it yourself internally, you eventually get to a space where you question it, as opposed to saying it out loud. Then you can like kind of like bounce ideas off each other, as opposed to like just like thinking about it and perseverating over in your head.
Yeah.
So I told George, I'm like, George, you need to just start saying things out loud, recording it yourself. Because George will call me and I'll listen, because you know what? He's got 10 ideas. 8 of them are probably trash, but the 2 of them
9 are trash.
Yeah, maybe 9 are trash. But
don't be nice.
The one he's got, that's a fucking good idea, man. I'm glad I listened for this 30 minutes to get that one piece of good. But I said, I'm like, look,
efficiency is not his strong suit.
I was like, say it out loud, record yourself, and play it back. Like, have a little, not a tape recorder, but you can do it on your phone and just keep a train of thoughts. And then eventually, at the end of the day, listen, say, okay, that one was good, that one was good. Okay, that one I was, angry in traffic, so that one sucks. And go from there.
Mm-hmm. I don't do it. I for some reason, I just like, it's like an extra thing I have to do, which probably would be very helpful, but I just haven't done it.
Well, I'm pretty good. I normally pick up your calls, right?
True. And also, I'm not around people so much. Like, I'll talk to like, there's few people that I consider like my close like confidant circle, whatever, that like, I have no problem telling my idea. And like half the time I say stuff, I'm like, I think I'm nuts when I say stuff. Could be
when
again
it comes out of his mouth. He's like, yeah, I realized that as soon as it came out of my mouth.
Backtrack.
Okay.
It's a key of self-awareness. You got to be able to know like when some of the stuff you're saying is crazy.
And like Ricky brings up another good point there. He's like, he always answers the phone, right?
For sure.
Which is, I'm gonna call back to your original question of how's life. It's like one of those things. Like every time I'm ever not feeling well in Montreal, I FaceTime Ricky. Yeah. He answers 9 times out of 10.
I'm pretty good like that.
He's really good at that. And like just kind of
big small talk guy. Loves a good small talk.
Big small talk. Sometimes I'm not gonna
for people listening, if you need something from me ever, don't just ask me. Ask me how my day is first. Ask me how my week is. Ask me what I'm up to.
I'm not
small talk me,
not me.
and then ask me for what you need.
Like it
Don't just hit me up like, hey, can I come on your podcast? Absolutely not. Hey, how are you? How's it going? Oh, I got this new product I want to launch. Can I come on your podcast? Maybe then we can talk about it.
Yeah. Well, so it kind of goes both ways. I generally hate small talk in certain situations. Like I'm not someone who like if I need a favor from someone who is like a friend of mine or anything, I'll just cut to the chase. But then small talk after.
Yeah.
Right. But like when I'm not gonna lie, sometimes you get Ricky FaceTime, like, do I have 45 minutes?
Yeah, man. Because
I do.
I don't get to, I don't call everybody just to shoot the shit every now and then, right? Like nowadays, me personally, I'm super busy. So when I need something, if it's for work, okay, George, I'll call you. There's no small talk. So let's get straight to business. Let's get this done because let's move on to the next thing. But when I'm calling someone just to check in, yeah, I don't want to just call for 2 minutes to say what's up. Oh, how's it going? How was your day? Work's cool? Great. Gotta go. Bye. Hang up. No, like, yo, me and you don't see each other. Yo, what's up? How's it going?
Exactly.
What are we talking about today? Give me the rundown on your life, love life, work life, friendship life, fam. I want to hear it all.
I agree.
Sometimes it does take
and you know what? Most of those lives are doing well.
Most of them, man. We went into a little rough patch.
No, work's been a little stressful. But no, what I was gonna now I forgot my point.
I'll add one in while you're thinking it up. But see, that's where me and Ricky at times were like the yin and yang, and we're different. Like, see, he knows that like for me, like people want something from us and they want to make like small talk. They'll go like ask Ricky whatever, and like, he likes to converse and like get the points. For me, I'm the opposite, where it's like just tell me what you want and let me move on. So back to the point about like efficiency before. Someone as a person, I actually very much love efficiency. I live for it and how to do things in the least amount of steps possible. But it's ironic because I use the most amount of words possible when I'm trying to explain something. So when it comes to getting things done, I honestly, why we created Cast is to remove the friction of participation. But I truly believe that you should be removing friction at any points of your life, whether it's communication, whether it's doing, whether it's exercise, whatever it is. Like remove barriers that cause that puts something between you and doing something. For me, when somebody needs something, I'm just like, get to the point. If I want to make small, because the thing is too, like sometimes people do want to make small talk, but when it seems like it's small talk to get to, when it's a means to an end,
you know it's coming.
I don't like it.
You know it's coming.
Like, when it's a means to an end, because it seems fake. It's like, you know what? If you want,
just ask
I'm
me.
happy. Like I would, if you said, "Hey, can you do me this favor?" just out of the blue, without telling me, like, "Hey, how are you?" I'd do it. But here's the thing too, is like if you messaged me today and said, "Hey, how's it going?" I made small talk, and a week later you're like, "Hey, I need this." I don't mind. I don't like people like, "Hey, how are you?" And I'm like, "Good." They're like, okay, cool. By the way, this. Like, don't ask me. Don't waste my time. Just get to the point.
I usually include it in the same text.
Yeah.
Well,
that's just for me at least.
But I think that's also why we're all a little different. Like it's also like George and I are a little more similar. Like if you were friends with someone, you're similar. If you're friends with someone and haven't seen them in 5 years, it doesn't mean anything as long as you're good friends back then.
Yeah,
you can pick up where you left off.
100%.
And I think it's guys in general though. Like it's a little easier for guys to say. Like I haven't seen anyone in Toronto in 6 months.
I haven't seen you since summer.
We golfed to St. George in September. It's the last time I saw you.
We played in September?
Yeah.
Last week of
September.
Same thing.
No, we didn't play St. George this year.
No. Country Club.
I was going to say, we played St. George 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
I was going to say, fuck, my memory's not that bad.
My invite got lost in the mail that day.
No, actually, we got very drunk the night before. You went to work and said, I can't make the tea time.
Oh, yeah, you actually invited. It was him and Dirk. Us three and Dirk.
Yeah, it was a 4 p.m. tee off. And
yeah,
you're
don't
like,
you
guys,
dare
I'm in
blame
rough
us.
shape. I have a lot of work. No, you said I have a lot of work to do. And we're like, oh, that's this guy.
Wow, responsible Rick here.
This guy's probably bullshit.
No, you were hungover.
No, you were too hungover.
Yeah.
I made it to work though.
I didn't come out with you guys, so I was fine. I came straight from work, I think.
Ruby
Classic Ruby night.
Yeah. Ruby Soho lazy.
I want to say something too. With when it comes to good friends, nobody needs to butter up anyone. No one needs to talk about anything. Like, half the time, if my good friends are, hey, can you do something for me? I'm like, yeah, sure. What's up? It's like, oh, don't you want to hear the idea first? Like, no, I'm in. Like, let's do it.
Yeah.
You're one of the boys. Like,
That's how Cass started.
That's exactly how Cass.
Hey, Rick, I got an idea. I'm in. I was like, you want to hear it? Nope. I'm gonna call you and tell you. Okay. Rick's like, yeah, okay, cool. Just cut me in. Whatever. I'll do whatever.
Yeah,
I'll be head of marketing. Yeah, that's how Cass started, honestly.
Literally, I love it, man. I want to do shit with my friends, and we're at that age now where I got no girlfriend. I have
loser.
Wow. You're the one that's not.
No,
you're
but
the
you
one
know what I
that's
mean?
the loser here. Me and him are both.
We're at the stage where
single.
That
I'm
makes
not-
you both losers.
Hey, grass is always greener, right?
Sorry, Rick.
Yeah.
Continue.
No, but like not married, no kids, no real like, things that are tying me down from doing other things. Like I
now's
have
the time to live.
now's the time, especially to take risks. Like we are taking a risk. We're creating a social media app. That is a freaking risk.
Yeah.
But at the same
Starting
time,
a business in general is a risk.
Yeah.
especially during COVID,
Yeah.
where we don't get any wage subsidies because we incorporated, a couple months after the deadline. We
Also,
don't get
it
any
only
rent
took 42
subsidy.
minutes to mention COVID, which is good.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna ask you at the beginning. I didn't want to go down that road, but
We can go down that road later. It's fine.
yeah. Even with like our studio, we have a studio for a podcast that doesn't really make money.
Doesn't.
Well, no, it does a little bit.
Kind
We got a couple cool sponsors.
Yeah.
Shout
Shout out to our
Cottage.
sponsors. Hey,
Cottage
Cottage
It's actually done
Springs.
very smooth. By
Shout
the
out
way.
Kingsville Brewery, one of our upcoming sponsors. Flow Water, RFP.
Yeah, honestly. But that's another important thing. Without we often joke that we don't make money because we don't. We break even on this podcast, but we do it because we love doing it. But we're also super thankful that the sponsors that we have partner with us and allow us to keep the lights on. Because honestly, like we being able to have this studio space and all this stuff is because of our amazing sponsors. Obviously, our listeners too. You guys are the best.
Yeah.
Shout out to all our pals out there.
Well, even like our merch.
but-
Everyone thinks that like we don't sell merch. We sold 20 sweaters right at the beginning.
Oh, yeah, I should have put
And
my
then
cast sweater on.
no, but then we just started giving them away for free because this is we want to do. But then I was like, shit, okay, those sweaters cost us quite a bit of money. Like,
Yo, let's do this quickly. And first person listening to this episode to DM, first 3 people to DM us right now when you hear this, we'll send you sweaters or drop you off
Or
sweaters.
DM me.
DM Vishal. If you're a girl, DM Vishal. He needs dates.
Well, speaking of which, this is the first time I've seen the studio. It is fucking amazing.
It's nice.
I posted a picture today. Sorry to cut you off. I posted a picture today of
You're
just
not
like
sorry.
hanging out, me, George, and DB. It was like Cast HQ, like nothing. It was just like a little casual picture. I had 3 people message me like, "Oh, that looks so sick! It's such a cozy
Yeah.
little office."
Well, honestly, it's very impressive. I'm actually planning on spending the rest of my time in Toronto.
Come by.
I'm going to come here and do work.
It's conducive. It's conducive to creativity.
It's conducive to creativity. It has multiple areas, which is great. You can sit on a couch. That's a little,
I'm a couch guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So I'm a
Ricky's really
couch guy
good
unless
This
if I'm
my-
on my tablet, I can read on the couch. But if I'm on my computer, like it's
need
the
a
whole.
desk.
It's the classic like the C. What they say is like when you curl your neck and everything.
Oh, I hate
it's
that.
the fucking worst.
I notice it now just from my phone. Like I work on my desk, but I notice now a lot when I'm on my phone, casting obviously, my neck gets so stiff.
Hey, this is a great episode for our sponsors. Like,
Well,
I'm not gonna lie, we've mentioned all of our sponsors numerous times.
Yeah. Speaking
Yeah.
of which, I'm surprised you don't have a standing desk here. That's your thing.
I know at Impact it was. We can't afford that here. We're on a tight budget. Well,
Sorry.
honestly.
Okay,
we're gonna take it from
people,
them back.
like, people don't realize not people don't realize. Sorry, that's not bad thing to say, but not only what Ricky was saying, like we have a startup. So this podcast, like we do it as a hobby, breaks even. It doesn't make us a living. But then we also have our startup that we are bootstrapping ourselves and we're funding ourselves. So,
Yeah.
like, times are tough. Like we took a lot of this furniture for this office and whatever from our parents' house, from the garbage. Literally the garbage.
We've literally furnished and decorated and have done everything in this office/studio. So for the listeners who don't know, or if you're relatively new, since we do have a crazy amount of new listeners recently, half of our office
Because they knew I was coming on.
Yeah, they
They
do,
did.
and then
They did.
because Johnny Orlando, our boy,
Shout out Johnny and the pal.
So half of our studio is dedicated, or not half, let's say a third is dedicated to the pals, and you have this beautiful design.
Well, that's what I
here.
say. I've seen this on YouTube. It's so much more gorgeous. In
Yeah,
person.
it's beautiful. And shout out to Anthony Ricciardi.
Shout out to Anthony.
Great guy.
Sorry to cut you off. You watch his videos when his son is playing baseball.
The kid smashes.
His son is AJ. He's maybe like
year and a
a
half?
year or something, standing up, just whacking. So Anthony played baseball. But then I'm watching his videos and his son is like just teeing off bombs in their like living room on this little tee. That kid's gonna play baseball.
crush
Oh, I've seen a
Killing
couple
it.
of them actually.
Yeah.
So Ricciardi
Cute
set
kid.
this whole thing up for us, and he did an amazing job, designed it. We got the table from like my parents' house from like way back. Actually, that was John's desk at Western. That massive
His
desk.
desk?
Georgie brought the chairs.
Which desk was John's?
This big wooden
That's
one
his
was
desk?
in.
Wow.
Okay, let's get
in
real.
his
John
desk
was
at
not
Western.
using any type of desk at
Yeah.
Western.
Yeah,
At least not.
we got the lights we took from back at the old George's condo. We bought
What
the
lights?
computers. These ones. We had these at your condo. No.
No.
It's a great setup.
So the lights are what
I feel like I'm gonna come here and take my selfies for.
You want a headshot later? I'll take one
I actually need a headshot for
tomorrow when the sun's up. We'll take the day
for my LinkedIn profile, since you guys love LinkedIn.
Buddy, don't even ask George. It took me 2 years to get a LinkedIn profile pic.
I don't know.
And then Hannah had to take it.
It's not a thing in the medical space. We don't need.
I love LinkedIn. I'll take a photo of you tomorrow on the white wall.
Yeah,
white
wall. We have it now.
Got you.
Perfect.
You know what? I'll shave too. We'll get a couple good ones of me.
Should we get some new photos tomorrow?
Yeah, let's do it.
Because we should do a photo shoot tomorrow.
Speaking of new photos, did you guys see?
You know what? You know what? Tomorrow's photo shoot day.
Picture of you topless.
Sorry, what did
I was there, so yes, I saw it.
The topless pic of Ricky Liordi.
Which topless picture?
On was it Blank Slate that was on? Yeah.
What's a blank slate?
So a good friend of mine, Sabrina Baldessera, shout out Sabrina. She is the queen of cold pressed juices.
Yeah.
She used to own.
I need some before I leave. By the way, Sabrina, if you're listening.
Yeah.
I need
so
some.
she doesn't listen, but I think she presses play at least. So it's thankful. So she just went through a rebrand, and now she's doing custom juices. It's called Blank Slate. It's cold pressed juices. It's a lot of your daily vitamins and minerals and vegetables and all those fun things. I don't know too much about it, so I don't want to butcher this, but she is the queen of cold pressed juices. If you haven't, or if you don't know her, message her. It's at Sabrina Baldessera, possibly. I don't know, but hit me up and I'll put you in touch. These juices are great. They taste amazing, and she does delivery in the GTA for free.
Oh, I just wanted to comment on your picture. Truthfully.
That was a great plug, Sabrina. I love you. That's a free plug.
There you go. Boom.
Boom. But yeah, so I did she called me on like Friday or something. She goes, Rick, I'm doing, I need you to do a photo shoot or something. I'm like, yeah, cool. Well, of course I'll help you out. Like one of my good girlfriends. I've known her for a decade. So like the day before, 2 days before, she's like, okay, so you're going to be topless. I'm going to paint you. And I was like, hey, like.
Well, it's a good thing you've been.
I've been dieting lately.
You've been documenting your.
Because I was like,
race to 185.
The road to 180.
Road to 180.
I've gone up since that time.
So I was
hey,
like,
George, me and you both.
Yeah, I told her, I'm like, you can't just give me a 1 day notice.
Zero. Go ahead.
I'm like, you can't give me a 1 day notice to be topless. But I drank a lot the night before. I didn't eat, didn't drink any water day of, and that was my trick. So you look good when you're dehydrated, P.S. And that was it.
Thank God I didn't see that photo.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and you guys were both finally on you guys were recently on podcast yourselves.
I was on two.
How was? Cool, I've only watched the Canada podcast.
One of the when this releases, that one will be out.
What's the other one?
Canada's podcast.
Canada's podcast is the one that released.
Toronto Starts.
It was
the start of community-based one. Canada's podcast was good as a short one. My first one.
Yeah.
Toronto Starts was cool. Shout out to Craig. Toronto Starts.
How nice is it being on the other side?
I like it more. I love talking.
I love being on this side. It's no responsibility, and I can just shoot the shit.
Yeah,
that's the fun part about ours, right?
I like both. I really like obviously the hosting ours because you can steer it the way you want. But actually, the first one was very short. It was like which was kind of cool. The first one was like 19 or 20 minutes, and it was like random questions. It was an entrepreneur based one. So it's like, how did you get started in being an entrepreneur? Do you consider something you're born with, or you develop all those kind of questions? It was a lot of fun.
I listened to it on the walk here.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. It was fun. And then the one I just did, obviously it's out now, is Toronto Starts. Was a lot of fun because it was more entrepreneurial, more tech based. Sorry, so that was really cool to talk about because I've never spoken as like a tech CEO founder. Excuse me. So that was pretty cool.
It is fun being on the other side.
Yeah, you were on my friends, Sonny Bennings.
Shout out Sonny.
Shout out Sonny.
Yeah. Good guy. Just overall, that was the first time we met.
It's always Sunny in the Six, by the way.
It's always Sunny in the Six. And me and him, he's in a lot of my my podcast groups.
Oh, I should message him. Maybe I'll go on his this week too.
Yeah,
a little podcast.
So he just moved. He just got a new studio, I think, because he moved
did.
out of his condo. So he's got a new studio. But you know what he does that I really loved? He sets his table up to have key items that a person would want to talk about. So like he had a couple like sports magazines on the table. One was like an MJ one.
Does he change it up per person?
I asked him. He goes, yeah. Sometimes he'll like rearrange it so like the main things are right in front of the person. It's good. We had a couple of drinks. We chatted, and it's a fun time to be on the other side.
How long was that one?
It was long. It was like an hour and a half, like roughly around the same as ours.
Cool.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good time. Again, chatted cast, chatted the pals.
Yeah, I think an hour and a half is like that sweet spot.
Yeah.
Like longer.
No, if you go a little bit longer, sometimes it's tough.
70, 80 minutes might be the actual sweet spot, but 90 is like the max.
I can listen for I like listening to podcasts that are like 2-3 hours long. Like,
well, it depends where you're.
My dream one day, Joe Rogan podcast, get me on there.
Oh, by the way, when you so I've noticed you mentioned a lot of books you read.
Yep.
Do you read like 3 or 4 different ones at the same time?
Yeah.
And you don't usually read them cover to cover, right? You read what you want.
Some I do. It really depends. I like flip flops. So sometimes I'll just focus on one. If I'm trying to get to the point, it depends what I'm trying to read. Sometimes I'll read multiple. Sometimes I'll read like just one at a time. It depends, obviously, the objective. But yeah, like most of the time I have a bunch on the go because I have the Kindle too. It makes it very easy. You can flip through whatever you need. But like hard paper books now, I'll only have one paper book open at a time. The rest I just jump through my Kindle because again, I can like pick and choose what I want to read. I can highlight notes. But yeah, paper typically one at a time. Yeah.
V, what's your favorite book?
Game of Thrones.
You read them
Well,
all?
A Song of Ice and Fire, I should say. Well, I read Game of Thrones, the first book, in like 1995 or so, like 19.
Shut up.
Actually, no, it was grade 4. I'm not going to reveal how old I am, so it was grade 4 is all I'm going to say.
Jesus.
Yeah, I read like the first 3 books, maybe even the 4th book before the series ever came out.
Wow.
Good for you.
Actually 3. Yeah, the first
I remember
3 books.
John carrying the books around, and they're massive books.
They're massive books. The newest one is like, yeah.
John read it before the series or during?
No, John, I think, watched season 1 and then read all the books.
Really?
But then
Yeah,
one
that's
book
a lot of-
came
most
out
people did
towards
that.
the end, and then the show got past the books. So George R. Martin, the author, he gave the guys at HBO his like idea of how he wants to be
Like
portrayed.
main points.
Yeah, and then they finished the.
Oh, got a little sneeze coming on.
Oh,
here.
you just ruined
Distracted.
it.
I
Oh,
love.
I'm
I'm not gonna lie. The only reason I did that is because
I was
it's
thinking about
George.
doing it.
I wouldn't troll other people.
I'm gonna do it. Man, if you see DB sneeze, it's like for such a little person.
I'm
it's
the
insane.
loudest sneezer in the
No,
world.
DB
Like,
is.
No. Trust me.
Okay, so
I've been told
Like,
by
if I see you
multiple
sneeze, I'm
people
gonna ruin it
it's
for you.
Scary.
Yeah, George R. Martin gave the authors of the TV show or the writers the idea of how he wants to finish it. So now the show is ahead of the books, and now they're making the prequel
Game of
shows.
Thrones?
Yeah.
It's over, isn't it?
Yeah, the show's past it.
Yeah, but now they're making the prequel shows.
Yeah.
So they're gonna continue making because
Prequels, yeah. So they're gonna make the like same universe, but they're gonna split in and do certain families.
Yeah, they're doing like a prequel.
Yeah, they're doing a
was
bunch.
not
Is it
a good
books.
show?
Yeah.
In my opinion, it's one of the best shows of all time.
one of the best shows of all time.
Never seen it. Not
It's
one
top
episode. Not
5.
1 minute of it.
I think it's
haven't watched
top 5. Yeah.
You know, I just lost a little bit of respect for you, George.
it. That's fair.
That's
I
fine.
prefer to read books. I don't watch TV.
But you know,
I'm kidding. I actually watch a lot of TV.
I know you
John
do.
John says the books are way better than the
Way
show.
No, I
better.
won't read the books. I can't read fiction.
Yeah, I don't.
The
think
last
guy.
fiction I read was Harry Potter. Probably I read them all.
Well, I'm trying to think. Like,
But actually, The Alchemist, the new one, I think is fiction. Well, it is fiction. It's like, yeah, it's fiction. So I've actually recently read a fiction book. Anyways,
you know, I don't know what my favorite book is all time. Right now, like, I have 3 books on the go.
okay, tell us.
They're all about wine.
Okay,
One is 24-Hour Wine Expert by Jansen Robinson. One is The World of Wine by Kermit, who's like one of the world-renowned wine knows of all time. It's literally just listening to him backpack through wine countries. You would
That's
like it,
pretty
I
cool.
think.
Are you doing Audible or reading it?
Reading it. So the problem with Audible, the same reason I haven't been listening to as many podcasts, is like, when do I listen to Audible and podcasts? Like, my drive to work is less than 10 minutes now. When I'm at work, there's no chance. It's just like I'm there. I'm at work from like 6 to 8, like 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. usually. I get home, I cook dinner. I don't want to listen.
That's what I do when I cook.
Like, that's the thing. Like, I'll listen
you
to a little
listen to
bit of
books?
music.
You-
our podcast. Yeah,
Yeah, like I'll usually put on an episode of something or just put on music because like you really want to just like de-stress and like when you're at home. I don't want to concentrate on a book, but either way, it's like 20-minute snippets here and there. It's impossible to get through an Audible
yeah.
book.
I don't cook too often, but when I do,
You don't cook at all.
Yeah, I don't cook at all. Well, no, I sometimes
Salads doesn't count.
Yeah, so I prepare salads and stuff, but I throw on a record. That's what I do. Because you know the problem is when I connect to my phone, anytime someone messages you on your phone, or if you're looking at
you
something,
can turn
you
that
get,
off.
I
Yeah.
know, but I don't.
I
Because
don't
then I lose the
notifications on.
notifications and stuff.
Oh, do you still have your burner phone?
Yeah, I haven't used it in a while because now obviously I'm a social media founder, so I gotta be on social media quite often.
No.
But I do have that phone. It sits on my desk, and if I'm being completely honest, I am like that. Once Cast kind of went live or was ready, like building, I had to put that phone. I couldn't really use it. And plus, I use it when I go out. The point is to disconnect.
Speaking of which, who's the person who made you learn to disconnect?
Oh yeah, a lot of people. Well, you and a lot of people gave me shit, which I didn't realize how bad I was on my phone for a while.
I remember the first couple of days
So,
in Copenhagen.
You, my sister, Christine, shout out to Christine, have all made comments about it before. My parents naturally, but it's typically so. I have a bad habit with my phone. I use it a lot. It's a habit. I pick it up, but to be clear as well, like I don't pick it up and I'm going through like Instagram and TikTok all day. Excuse me. The majority of what I use my phone for, in fact, is to read. Like newsletters, whatever I subscribe to. Still use it to pass time, but I have a bad habit with my phone. So what I was getting at was, I still haven't finished this one, but yeah, I'm.
What's that pink one?
I'm counting down the days till I can get back to like go on a vacation, take the light phone with me, and like not have to use my iPhone. To be honest, like I consider now like my iPhone, I consider it like it's a tool for me. Like I use it because it's a work. It's work. It honestly is. And if the light phone could have cast on it and my emails, I would throw my iPhone away. I'm not kidding.
It's such a big change from 2 years ago.
It's not. Yeah, it's not that I love my iPhone. I love what the tools it can do, and I love everything about it. Like you're so connected. But my problem is I want to consume everything. To your point, I watch TV,
including candy.
100%. That's my favorite thing to consume. But like I subscribe to all these newsletters that I feel the need to follow to stay up to date with what's going on in business world, in VC world, in tech world, and all these things. Then I also want to read a little bit. Then I consume podcasts and audiobooks via Audible. And I honestly get anxious because I'm like, okay, well, I'm kind of starting this Audible book, so I should finish this. But then like this Spotify episode is good, and I want to learn about like what Y Combinator has to say about like investing in startups. And there's so much that I think it's now becoming, to someone like myself, it's too much coming in.
Yeah.
And it's becoming I don't want to get rid of it because I have a problem. I'm not saying social media, that's not my issue. Like social media being superficial or any of that kind of stuff. I don't really care. Like, there's a purpose of everything.
It's better use of your time.
But I was picking it up. Whatever, we're good. It's fine.
Everything's good?
It's annoying. Yeah, it was fine. That stupid computer.
So I see the swearing thing's gone.
I'm still pretty good. I'm still pretty good, yeah.
But yeah, sorry, George, keep going.
I hate... Oh, my God.
Oh, he's irritated.
No, so the thing is, too, is like so much news is not like super, super important. It's not like breaking news where the world's changing. You have to like respond to something right away. But the problem is you want to be up to date. My thing is like if I didn't have it at my fingertips, I probably wouldn't care about it as much. So then I would focus on stuff that's like timeless, like read more books that are, written back in the day that still apply today and very relevant today. But there's always new things coming out. So you want to read the newest book, or you want to consume the newest audio book, or like I said, podcast, what have you. That's one of the best and worst things about like iPhones, smartphones that we have in our hands.
It is. It's a double-edged sword.
It is. And that's one thing, like, as much as I'm very proud of what we built the cast, I'm very excited about it, and I love using it, and I still love other social media platforms, it's a lot to take in. So for me, back to the point of my burner phone, the light phone, I cannot wait for the day where like I just can go off the grid and just be on
I don't think that'll ever happen again.
For me, it's,
I think so.
Like he was saying too, it's now
retirement.
Phone is a tool, right? Like even me, I look at Instagram as a way to connect with more people forecast.
That makes complete sense.
And it's so tough because I want to get off my phone as much, and especially like Instagram is the best example because that's the app I probably use the most outside of like texting and emailing, because those are probably my number 1 and 2, and phone calling, yeah. But with Instagram now, it's like I spend almost an hour a day doing outreach on Instagram.
Well, that's the thing. Like the phone's replaced the computer.
Yeah, it literally has.
Like
because you know what's funny? Because even when I sit here, I can message people quicker on my phone than I can on Instagram than I can on a computer on Instagram. Because the way it's set up is that I can go back and I'm exactly where I left off. I don't have to scroll down to like my followers to this person. Oh, okay, I got to go down to Vishaal again. No, it's like I go back on my phone. I go back and it takes me right to Vishaal. Okay, on to the next person. Mm-hmm. You keep messaging people, right? So it's tough because when I used to enjoy just going on Instagram, connecting with people, reaching out to people. Now it's like Instagram's another platform for me to do my work.
Yeah. So it goes back and forth for me. So like since moving to Montreal, I've been using a lot less because why do I sit there sometimes, like as you were saying about like what's the point of catching up on something? I'm like, why am I watching stories from friends in Toronto? Like I'm in Toronto. I'm in Montreal. I should be focusing on stuff here.
So I should just be looking at our stories. That's it. Ricky
George,
it's notifications on.
Well, the problem with following your stories is there's like 9 accounts.
True. You gotta follow all of them.
I know. I think I do.
Attaboy. Fat Pit included.
Except the Ricky's Travel.
It's no longer. It doesn't exist anymore.
Okay, good. And Fat Pit's my favorite one. Got a little slap.
You got a little content on me on the weekend.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
It was a good one.
That pizza was good. Shout out to honestly, Fat Pit got real fat.
We might eat some of that pizza tonight.
Yeah, it's at the condo, actually. Yeah, you're right.
I took a whole box home. There was like a whole pizza in there.
It was hilarious.
I ate all of it. We were in the Uber, like holding a whole pizza.
I wouldn't expect
like a
anything.
pizza and a Coors
I'm
Light.
shocked
I
Becca didn't take any pictures.
Honestly, it
I'm
would have been good.
surprised too.
Becca's actually usually pretty good.
Yeah,
she'll
she's
take
probably
some and
just
she'll
over
send some to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a shared
yesterday
album.
I ate a lot of donuts too. Pooh.
Oh, I saw those. Those look good.
Nice dozen Krispy Kremes. I ate probably close to almost all of them.
Yeah, he ate the 12.
If anybody got a plug on a donut sponsor,
Hit us up.
we'll take it.
Bloomers, Krispy Kreme, Tim Hortons, Dunkin'
You should
Donuts.
Just walk into Bloomers. It's just on the street.
Yeah, we should.
Just walk in one day.
Man,
Just like put stickers of Cast everywhere and then show up 3 weeks later. Be like,
Yeah,
like I see you have our
we've done
sticker
that.
everywhere.
we've
We've been doing that.
Yeah, hey, keep your eyes peeled in the city, guys.
Yeah, and guys, if you do see our stickers around the city for Cast of the Palace, take some pictures, send it to us. We'd love to see that. We are very heavily stickered around Queen Street West and Park Lawn Lakeshore area.
Yep, we're all over there. Actually, you know what? I gotta get more of those stickers.
You just cut 100 of them.
Those are the Cast stickers, but yeah, we did. Man, I love this office.
It's a
I
nice
really,
office.
really like
It's
it.
gonna be
It's a
where I'm
vibe.
working from the next couple days.
It's a vibe.
Until whenever I decide to go back to Montreal.
Yeah. Are you?
I'm gonna start charging you rent, V. That's it. 2 bottles of champagne.
I brought one.
Yeah, I know.
That's it.
We're gonna have it
that is
after.
very nice of you. I'm not gonna drink it now.
I might have a couple pops.
What's the plan for? I know we talked about this, but just for the listeners, people looking for doctors, they want to know, they want to follow along your story. What's the plan for you? Staying in Montreal? You coming back here?
We'll see what happens. A lot of it depends on the job market. I'm actually surprised it took us this long to get to this. I thought it would be one of the first things.
We're talking everything today.
Oh, we talked everything.
Casual conversations, boys.
Honestly, it depends what the job market takes me. It's like I was actually speaking to your dad about this on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's a crazy world we live in when after all the training I've done, no one really knows what the jobs are. Right? It's like I finished at U of T. I'm at McGill doing a fellowship and I'm doing a master's at Harvard right now, and I might not have a job in 2 years or a year and a half.
Crazy.
Right? So it all depends on the job market.
Hey, Cast is hiring. Don't worry.
Oh, I might have to.
Got
It might
you.
be my fallback plan.
That's
You be on call for us.
But no, so the hope is there's a job either in Montreal or Toronto. We'll see what happens. Honestly, I would stay in Montreal. It's a great city. The hospitals there offer everything I need in order for me to accomplish what I want in terms of patient care. And then obviously my friends and family are here though. So ideally I'd come back, but it all depends on the job market. We'll see.
Okay.
It's a very weird space. It's not something where a LinkedIn profile will get me anything.
But don't worry, we got that headshot coming tomorrow, baby.
Yeah. And if you do get hired because of it, I get a percentage cut. I get a cut of the.
Oh.
That's a sick background. New Delhi, India. I'm really been mesmerized. Sorry to get distracted. The screen's been mesmerizing.
Where would you? So question. For the listeners, there's a picture of New Delhi in the background right now.
Yeah.
On the TV.
The Taj Mahal.
Where's your first trip gonna be? Well, I know your answer. Nyata.
No, he's actually got a trip booked.
Yeah. I have a trip booked for the summer. I don't know if this is like faux pas to talk about, but
Why would it be? It's the summertime. It's
True.
Like 4 months
I
away,
booked it.
5 months away.
I did it basically because there was no
Points.
downside. I have points, and I can cancel the flight up to 2 hours before the flight takes off with full refund. No loss of points, no nothing. So I mean, I'm like the downside exposure risk was 0.
Yeah.
So I was like, why not just book it? So we booked a trip to Israel and Greece.
Have you been to Israel before?
I have. I've been to Tel Aviv. Shout out to my boy Mike Lutner. In 2016, I went. My buddy Mike Lutner was doing his birthright trip. So for those who don't know,
Wait, what? He did Birthright at 2016?
yeah, he was older into this. But like the people that on the trip were on the same
Ricky, I
age.
was
It
thinking the same
varies.
thing.
Don't
It
think you
varies.
should go in like around 19, 20?
No, it
or,
varies.
you know?
Like the people he hung out with are around the same age as him.
I had no
more or
idea.
less. Yeah,
Mind you,
they
that
saw- I think they
Birthright
might
thing
so-
is crazy.
They might sometimes do it after they do their army.
Birthright is one of the smartest
military things.
smartest things ever. Like it's very, very. I wish
it's
more
great.
countries did it because
Yep.
like it just keeps them like it just teaches you
Culture.
the power of like your heritage, your culture, your ancestors. Like it's very. I think I respect it. Very
amazing. It's
powerful.
amazing.
Yeah, like more countries should do stuff like that because people should be proud of their roots and where they came from and
Yeah.
and their parents, like their
It's
history,
true.
like their culture.
Yeah, they should visit. You should visit the country where your parents grew up or your grandparents grew up. You should know, this maybe not the street they lived on, but the streets they walked on.
Yeah.
The cities they lived in. You should know, what the food tastes like, what the people look like.
Put your life in perspective.
Yeah.
So many people from here are families, 1 generation, 2 generation, 3, 4, so on, everyone in Canada is a child or a grandchild or a great grandchild of an immigrant. It's inevitable.
It's true. It's
Well,
the way.
not-
It's
not
what makes Canada
everybody,
great.
but for the most part,
in
majority.
Canada,
Sorry,
right?
yes, there's
It's what
people that
we-
are native to Canada, but so I think that's a great program. But yeah, to jump back, I went to 2016 to meet him. For those who don't know, Birthright, it's a trip that no misquote this, but it's people of Jewish background or Hebrew background. I think Jewish background.
Yeah, Israeli.
Get the trip paid for by the government of Israel to go back, and it's like a 2-week trip, and it's very cultural, very historic, and that sort of thing. So Mike, my buddy, went, and I flew to meet him there. Naturally, in my summers, I go to Greece with my family. So I met. You're doing more than I am.
Yeah, I am.
I haven't done it once. I met him in Israel, Tel Aviv. We did 3 days in Tel Aviv, and then from Tel Aviv we traveled through Europe. But I've been wanting to go back for a while because I didn't get to go to
Israel's
Jerusalem.
it's like
Didn't go to Haifa. Didn't go to. I think Jericho. I think is in Israel. I believe, which is the oldest civilization I believe found in the history
Jericho. Yeah.
of the world. The first civilization ever found. So yeah, that's the trip that I'm going on. I'm really excited, and also it works out really well. I mean, touch wood, who knows where vaccines and that stuff's going to be, but Israel just opened up their entire country. I think like 70% is vaccinated or something.
Oh
absurd.
yeah, the numbers are very promising.
Yeah,
from what
and
they're showing.
Greece is actually one of the countries leading the way as well for the EU in vaccinations per 100 people. Last I checked, so don't quote me if that's changed, but they're leading the way in vaccines per 100 people population-wise, and they're also at the one of the leading countries to create like a EU digital passport type thing. So on the innovation front, they're leading the way. So shout out to my people out in Greece because we've been through some hard times, and that country.
Needs tourism.
We need.
Mykonos needs to open this summer.
Greece's biggest. So
yeah, it's what it lives off. So it survives off of.
Greece's biggest the driver to GDP is, I think, his tourism, exports and tourism. But the thing is, their biggest national product, I guess, is shipping. But shipping doesn't all get taxed to the GDP because when you own ships, you put them out of ports in different countries that have low tax. So most Greek ships are ported out of like Venezuela and Costa Rica, and like these are random things to throw out. Don't know exactly, but they're not flagged under Greece. So shipping is the biggest industry in Greece.
Greece ain't collecting those taxes.
No, Greece gets rinsed by their own people. Anyways, that's not the point of this conversation. But that's where I'm going, and that's my diary.
V, what about you?
Once things fully open, I think my vacation is gonna be to Toronto.
I love
Visit
that.
all my friends, golf at St. George's with Georgie.
We're booking you a room at 707.
Are you sure you want to reveal your
I didn't say my address. That's my unit number. I didn't say my address.
Ricky lives at.
Honestly, I haven't thought much about it. I would definitely like Toronto is high on my list of places to come, just because like family and friends are here. It's where my life is. Outside of that, I don't know.
Thunder Bay.
Thunder Bay's on the
Bay,
list.
yeah.
I go back in the summer
For
because I don't
Dom's
want to go in the
wedding?
winter.
No,
I would not touch foot.
No.
We'll go in the summer. We'll hang out with Dom. Party
Late
up a little
spring or summer, we'll go. Let's see. Maybe we'll go May 2 for a weekend.
Yeah.
Let's see where the world's
Yeah.
at. But we have to take V. We have free place to stay. Dom's building.
Dirty Dom's Hotel.
Dirty Dom's
Actually, a
hotel.
very legit hotel. They have the Hilton up
It
there.
is
One of
the
top,
nicest
the
hotel.
top hotel.
It's literally the highest ranked hotel on TripAdvisor and Google, I think.
Yeah.
In Thunder
That's
Bay.
So it's a
impressive.
legit hotel. It's not,
It is
not
very
some
legit.
sketchy like motel on the side of the street.
Honestly, I don't know where I would go. So I'm also big when I travel. I don't like going, even though I love a place, I don't like going back there because there's too much of the world I want to see.
Wow, no, I'm the complete opposite.
I know. We know that. You've been to Mykonos, 13 times?
not even Mykonos.
Ibiza in Italy.
Ibiza, like
Ibiza,
13 times. So
Ibiza's fun.
So Italy's on my list, depending on where I am in life.
I'll show you.
Just wait.
Or
Show you
South
Capenna.
America.
Just wait. You might end up in Italy in a couple of years. There might
Delivering
be
babies a year after.
There might be a reason to travel there, but we'll leave it alone.
Maybe I'll look for job opportunities out there and just be there.
No, I'm just kidding.
You're not.
No, kind of.
Don't worry, Becca doesn't listen.
She doesn't listen. Honestly, she's just the one she listens to. But no, continue your story. I cut you off there. But Italy.
Italy or South America.
You haven't been to Greece? You've been to Greece? No.
Been in Greece. Just the usual.
You done Mykonos?
European Mykonos, but
Yeah.
I haven't done Mykonos with you. That's different.
Hey, we're in the summer. Feel free.
I forget my buddy, one of my really good friends, Marco Triantafoulos. I mispronounced that.
Triantafyllos.
Yeah, there you go.
I
He's
didn't even know
from
that's
Greek.
I didn't even know that's his name, but I could just tell based on what you said that that's what it was.
So like he's from Greece as well. So I plan on going back with him at some point.
Cool.
If you or with you,
You gotta come in Nyata.
Yeah, we
Center of the
gotta-
universe.
we gotta
Center
do
of the
properly.
universe.
Where
Nyata.
Jesus was born. It's where civilization started.
Basically. The Roman Empire and the Greek empires were built
true.
in
Yeah,
Yacht.
so
100%, baby.
it maybe, but or South America, one of the two.
I want to do something. You did Belize?
I did. I've done Belize and I've done Brazil.
My peoples.
But I really want.
When did you do Brazil?
Brazil would have been February 2016.
Carnival?
Just after, 2 weeks after.
I
don't know if I would go. No. So I'm like,
everything's trying to be expensive as hell.
Exactly. I'm not going to go during a huge event because I'd rather experience the city, not the festival.
Yeah, but they say Carnival is the
I mean,
craziest
ideally, I'd
thing
go for both.
ever.
But
by next February, you probably can go.
Well, so if any of you would have asked me where the next place I'm going to try.
Yeah, where are you going to go, Rick?
So it all depends when COVID
Montreal
opens
to
up.
visit me?
Likely not. Me and the Quebecois, we are not on the same page.
Yeah, true.
And they pulled me. First off, they pulled us over when we were driving to Tremblant. So they pulled us over on our drive to Tremblant. And I get it. They have a curfew and we're Ontario plates. So they pulled us over. They did let us off, which was very nice and very convenient because I did have a essential worker form because I'm in construction. I am an essential worker.
Really?
So they let us off for that. But me and the Quebecois don't. I'm not. We don't see eye to eye on a lot of things, which is fine.
Well, it's funny you say that because I have Ontario plates as well, and I've been pulled over a few times in curfew. You know, like working in Montreal, I get home often after 8 p.m.
Yeah, but you're a doctor.
Even then, they pulled me over. I showed my badge. They like the one time it took me like 30 minutes of like
really?
nonstop.
No, they were good
one
to
thing,
us.
then
They
another,
were good.
then
And when we
another
got to our
thing.
hotel in Tremblant, they even said, they're like, "Oh, did you get pulled over?" I said, "Yeah." They're like, "Oh, how much was the ticket?" I was like, "Oh, they didn't give us it." They're like, "What? They didn't give you a ticket? That's crazy."
That's surprising because
got
you're
lucky.
driving destination to destination. It shouldn't be.
We'll see when the lockdowns open up. Maybe I'll crash George's trip. You know, maybe him and Becca. Maybe they'll have a third wheel with me, and you know, who knows? Maybe I'll do that.
Don't worry, I'll join as well.
It's tough. Like right now at Metric, we're fairly slow, but with Cast, we're super busy, and then the pals are relatively busy. So it all depends where things are. I don't see myself booking it for a little while. I'll just kind of wait and I'll do last minute because I know George is going, so I can crash his trip. Worst case scenario, absolute worst case scenario, I'll do Carnival next February. Like that's worst case. Hopefully I can do something before then.
It's a pretty good one.
Or maybe I do Florida for Christmas. You never know.
Oh yeah, maybe I'll come.
George,
down
you missed
to
it, but I was just saying, worst, like maybe if I got the time and it's not too crazy, maybe I crash your trip.
Yeah, let's do it.
He hesitated there.
No. He knows. I told him.
I'm invited.
Like Dirk's probably gonna come out. Like yeah.
Yeah, it just all depends where.
Not the whole trip.
Yeah, there's.
Portions of it.
Quality time, but no, Mykonos
portions of it. A whole
for the Mykonos
third
portion,
wheel. I'm at every dinner too. You know it, dog.
And when we sidetracked to Ibiza because we have to go to Ibiza while we're there.
For sure, I'm going. If I go to Europe, I go back
there, man.
I don't know if I'd survive another trip to Ibiza.
Depends how much money I have. Because currently I'm running a little low on the funds. But if I got cash by then, I'm doing Ibiza and I'm gonna do that nice suite that we normally get. And since we're returning guests, we get the free booze and stuff.
Is that a thing?
I don't know. Was it my birthday or because
I think
we're returning guests?
that wasn't because you
remember
were
they gave
guest.
us 2 free bottles of champagne.
It's because George
but it
paid
was
them.
sick. No, I didn't pay shit.
No, because
Good
we went
service
last
there.
year.
That hotel has a distinct smell. You should try it too.
Yeah. It's just sick.
Yeah, the last time I went to Ibiza was the year I think Ushuaia opened. Maybe
Oh,
I'll do LA.
No, Ushuaia's been there for a long time.
When did you go? Rebranded.
When did
Maybe
you
they
go?
renovated.
2015, 2014.
No,
we went,
I was there around there too.
And we went 2016. So
we went 2017,
Ushuaia's been around for a long
went,
time.
Or
Fairly long time.
I went in 2014 with John.
There was some
I think,
big thing there. I'm not sure what it was.
to Ibiza, and then me and you went back-to-back years, no?
2016 to 2017. After Jordan's wedding was the first time we went.
And then we went the year after.
Yep.
Wild times.
We went back like 2 years ago.
Wild.
Yeah, you guys did.
That's how we ended up in Copenhagen again. Second time I was ever in Copenhagen. Was from Ibiza. Flipped a coin. We're not gonna know that story again.
we've told
Yeah, we've
flipped
heard
a coin and ended up in Ibiza. That's crazy.
No, I ended up in Copenhagen.
Copenhagen. Sorry, flipped a coin. Ended up in Copenhagen.
Tivoli Gardens, 18 hours.
And then went back to
I
Barcelona.
remember that actually. I
They
texted
were-
you. I'm like, is that Toffoli?
Yeah, they were
that
connecting
me and you were
flights
there
both
exactly?
times.
Well,
too.
the best was George was like, I think I've been here before.
So you know, did I
This
tell
looks
you?
familiar.
Did
I'm
I
like,
tell you
yeah,
where we
you
went?
went with me.
Yeah, you know there's a hotel attached to it.
Yeah.
So we went in. That's where like the loud luxury boys are staying. That's a nice hotel.
It's
it's
very nice.
So anyways, we were in there with them
You
having
guys went
drinks.
to meet up with Andrew and Joe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were. So they were staying in the hotel, I guess, or they was No, they weren't staying at that hotel. They were staying at another hotel, but the hotel attached to the Tivoli Gardens was where they like the green room, or whatever. So we were hanging out there, having some drinks with them. And I'm looking out. I was like, oh, this looks so familiar. Because we didn't enter the park. We entered through this hotel.
Oh,
so I'm looking through the window, and I was like, this place looks so familiar. This is Tivoli, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm looking. I was like, wow, me and Vishaal were here like a year ago.
Yeah. And then we went to the bar across the street where we didn't even know it, but it was the Team Sweden bar, and Sweden beat some team in the Olympics that year.
I forgot about that.
We started singing the Swedish national anthem with
that.
these people. This was supposed to be our day to take it easy. We were like staying.
Who was playing? That was hockey, I think.
Yeah.
No, soccer.
No, it was hockey.
No, because we were there in the summer. I think it was
thought
soccer.
It was hockey. Well,
No.
clearly we weren't sober.
Was it hockey? I don't remember. I actually don't remember, but I remember the bar now. I actually didn't remember that.
Yeah, they had like
until
a
you just mentioned
random
it.
Swedish bar. across the
Yeah,
street.
we walked in and everyone's in Swedish color. Everyone's wearing Sweden out gear.
Yeah, and we started singing the Swedish national anthem.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
Mumbling it.
Copenhagen was a good time. Stockholm. I would have liked to spend a little more time in Stockholm.
Yeah, and we also did like a Tuesday, Wednesday, which was like
Yeah.
nothing happening. But it was like our little layover to regroup and recharge.
Yeah, it was good. Prague was actually a lot of fun. Prague, I think, was underrated.
Prague was amazing. That 360 clock area where we were just sitting up top.
Yes, that place.
like-
I actually still watch that video a lot. I have a little like an Instagram story of it, and I just remember the DJ playing, and this like girl, like I guess the girl, two girls and a guy, they'd been standing up the whole time in front of the DJ before the party really got going. They were just dancing the whole time.
Yeah,
and
I remember
they were
that.
dancing
I remember
really
that.
cool,
That
and I
was
was very
good.
like mesmerized by it. We were sitting up high, saw them dancing, but at the end of the night, there was a crowd. That was one of the coolest like parties or things I've seen. Just like on top of like a little hill, castle, like fort.
It was like a hill.
Yeah. It was like, like picture
No, there
like
was a
Casa
ca-
Loma.
yeah,
Like looking at
yeah.
Casa Loma from the below it on Spadina, up on like a ridge. Like that's what it was. It was like an old fort, and it was really cool. Yeah, Prague was awesome. Highly recommend going back. But yeah, to circle back to that question, obviously naturally my first place I'm gonna most likely go is now Europe, but I would really have an interest in going to like Miami or somewhere in Florida. I really miss
I don't know
Florida.
if I want to go to the States anymore. I think I'd say like
You're gonna insult there?
Little
Niggas are
tie
like,
there.
what?
No, like it
I'm
wouldn't be
dying to go to the
it wouldn't be
States.
top. Like I would want to go to
I don't even care about
I-
New York that much. I would love to just go
Yep.
there.
I'd actually just want to go to like maybe France or Italy or
See, but
South
the thing
America.
about Europe is you can't just get on a plane and go.
Or can
It's
you?
not, you can. Okay, literally you can, but you normally plan it out. You plan a 2-week trip
That's
or something.
true, it's
You don't
more
just
planning.
go for 48
Vancouver-
hours.
I mean, you really could, in theory, if you have the points to do it. You could hop on a flight Thursday at 4, because most flights leave at 4 p.m.
Yeah,
to go
yeah.
like to Greece, let's say. You land Friday morning, straight to Mykonos, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Come back to the airport Sunday,
But
fly
you give
back
me
Sunday.
ideas here.
Fly back
Except
Sunday.
today,
Is this
Visa,
what
not
we're,
even.
is this what
Fly
we're
back
meeting you?
Sunday, and you basically did a weekend in Greece and came back.
You could, yeah.
Yeah, let's do this when we meet them
You
in
could.
Greece.
We
Let's
can.
do that
I'm
instead.
in.
Well, me and Mykonos.
And then we'll rip over to Ibiza after.
If you did a long weekend, you literally could go from Thursday to Monday and come back.
It is tough on the body though, right? You gotta
Oh, it's
think about,
real
like,
tough on the body.
We especially 4 days in a place like that.
Yeah,
or
no
3 days in
sleeping
a
on the
place like
plane.
that.
Gotta get a nice, you gotta fly business.
Oh, yeah.
Dream of me
Business
con,
This is-
baby.
It's the only way to fly. You buy
Yeah.
your plane ticket and then upgrade with points. It's the way to go.
100%.
No,
you book with
reverse,
points.
no?
Always book with points.
Yeah, book with points and you upgrade with cash.
Points are the best.
What normally
That's the
I do
best.
is I buy my flight with points and then I pay for the extra leg space with cash. It's like $100.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't sit
I
first
cannot
class
wait
like
to
those
get back
guys.
on a friggin' plane now that I think
Honestly, I was excited to board a plane
Yeah.
with luggage and just like
We're
walk.
coming to Thunder
just
Bay,
walk-
boys.
No, they don't have pods in the planes to Thunder Bay. I want a pod seat.
No,
my flight there is right.
You take the little plane.
You have
Nice.
you have to get a
I
pod
did.
seat, too.
Guys, the
The
planes
flight
to-
was empty. The flight was
planes
empty.
to Thunder Bay, you walk outside of the airport.
They don't check
Love
your ID.
that.
They don't check
Love
your
that.
ID.
I actually
It's
love
crazy.
that. Like when you visit,
Pause.
I was a stutter.
Couple
that
of
bad
cottage
stutter.
springs, baby.
Yeah, Jesus. When you fly to Greece or a lot of places in Europe, the airports you get off like on the tarmac.
Yeah.
Cheers. Yeah.
Couple
V,
pops
are those 4 done?
Those
No,
are all
one of those
mine.
is mine.
Two of those are
I
Ricky's.
was
Two
like,
of those are
V,
mine.
damn man, it's going down like water, eh? Vodka
is.
water. It's brought to you by Cottage
It is.
Springs. Crack a cold one.
That being said,
Let's,
we got to start to wrap this
I gotta
up.
go eat dinner.
Yeah, Becca's waiting. I don't want her to hate me more than she already does.
I
Yeah.
actually hopefully shouldn't leave already, but anyways.
Well, V, let's ask the 2 questions then, since you
Oh,
didn't
I've
get
never
the
heard
first
these
one.
questions in my life.
I appreciate you listening to the end.
It's been nice having you back, man.
It has. I can't wait to
Number 3.
I'm already thinking about our next podcast.
Honestly, we didn't really talk much. We didn't talk about much about what's going on. I mean, we did talk about what's going on in your life, but like
we ended up just shooting the shit for now.
Yeah, we shot the shit because we're catching up,
which is really nice.
George, you know what we actually should do? We should buy something for returning guests, like a little pin or something little. Sure. We're on a tight budget here, but
we got no money.
Our sponsors will get us something. Actually, that's what we'll do. We'll get something from our sponsors.
Well, like to get to what George is saying quickly, then like summary of my life is I moved to Montreal, working at the hospitals there, doing a master's at Harvard, and waiting out the storm for COVID so I can start to enjoy life again out there.
Fair.
But
you know, it sucks. I would have came to Montreal if COVID was gone faster, if that makes sense. The Montreal Grand Prix is coming back.
So it isn't canceled yet?
No, it's coming back. It's gonna happen.
I'm looking for tickets. You're coming down for it.
But are they gonna have fans though? I don't think they're gonna. I don't know.
Well, everywhere in Europe, they've always had minimal fans.
Bro, Russia had fans like last year in the middle of the season, full fans.
Yo, we have the perfect. You're gonna come down. We're gonna get some.
If Formula One is on and it's relatively like, for me, I feel safe. But if it's like if it's on and there's fans, I will. You have my word. I'll come down. My brother, Yanni's a little bit more on the cautious side with COVID, but he loves F1. So I'll tell you right now, if it's on, I'll be there.
You're gonna come down for a few days. We're gonna golf 2 times a day and go to the Formula One. Otherwise,
perfect.
Did I ever tell the story how I went down for Formula One weekend and I didn't go to the race?
I've heard this story.
I've done that.
I don't know if it's been on air, but I've heard this story.
So we'll save it for another day.
Couch is nice. It feels soft.
Love this couch. Shout out Andrew Moretti, RFP. If you need custom furniture for your office, your business, your home, message Andrew Moretti at Instagram. It's at Mr. Moretti, or it's just RFP, request for a product. We'll plug it at the beginning of the episode again. V, that being said, let's start to wrap this baby up.
All right.
First question. You already know it, but if there was a movie about your life, who would you want to star as you?
I think it's pretty obvious. Jason Momoa. We're like twins.
Yo, you know he's in Toronto right now.
I know.
What?
Yeah.
Get him on the damn podcast.
Yeah. Jordan's already messaged him. I've messaged him too. I'm
like
trying.
We're essentially twins. We're both tall. We both have 8 packs. Like it's like
tall, dark, and
long
handsome.
hair.
It's actually a great answer.
Actually, I think I would go Jason. But you know what I've been told recently by multiple people? Not actor, but celebrity. A lot of people have been telling me I look like The Weeknd. I don't see it.
It's just
maybe it's when my hair's a little shorter.
So different.
No, but my hair's usually
so
shorter
different.
By the way, I'm getting a haircut tomorrow.
I can maybe kind of see it.
Are you chopping it off?
No. I would never.
You have
do
great
that.
flow.
I'm gonna get.
I don't regret.
Nah, you look better
mine,
with
but
your
like
hair short.
I couldn't deal with it anymore.
But no,
yours sits better. It's nice.
I think we're twins. Me and Jason Momoa. It's perfect.
I thought you were gonna say me and you. I didn't say with the hair, but yeah, Jason was a good one.
Georgie, wrap it up.
All right. You had a planned answer, so I'm curious to hear it now. If you could give one piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be?
So before I give this answer, I have to say shout out to Adonis.
Okay.
Before he gave something similar, this was always my plan since I started listening. My advice would be nothing. Change nothing. We are more of a product of our failures than we are of our successes. Would you change where we've each become, where we're sitting in this room as really good friends who got really close to each other, who are really good friends going forward? Any advice I gave to my younger self would change my life trajectory, would change who I am today. I think we're equally, if not more, a product of our failures or shortcomings as we are as our successes and anything good in life. So would I change anything? No.
I like that.
I agree. That. That's great.
I actually fully agree that I'm not even going to say anything because I don't want to jack your answer. I fully agree with that.
No, exactly. Like there's little things I could change. That's what I was saying earlier at the 12-minute mark about regrets. There are regrets I kind of have about decisions I make or behaviors I've had in my life. But do I regret where it's gotten me? No. Do I regret any of the experience I've had after you give the adequate time to recover from it or space? No. Anything that I may have once regretted has made me who I am today.
Everything you've done in your life has brought you to this exact moment.
Exactly. And I think
And are you happy in this exact moment?
I am, you know what? I am very happy in this moment. I've even going to stay in Toronto longer than I expected because of how happy I am in this moment. And
that answer gave me feels, man.
Yeah, we are 3 perfect individuals.
Well, I won't go that far.
I wouldn't go that far either. But you know what?
I mean, I get,
To build on that, like, when you say that, there's things I would change in my past, but everything has brought me to where I am right now, and this is one of the best places I am in ever that I've ever been in.
Like mentally,
So-
physically, emotionally,
Yeah, honestly.
career-wise, maybe not physically because I've packed on a
Definitely
couple
not
pounds
physically.
out in Montreal.
But everything we have done in our lives has brought us to this exact moment. If you're very happy with the moment and the person you are in this exact moment, then yeah, you can't really regret much. You
I
can't really
agree.
want to change much. But love that answer, V. Love
Well,
it.
pals, it's been great. I'm already thinking about the next time I'm going to be on.
V, give a shout out to our sponsors. Why not? Since
Oh.
you're already doing it, you're doing a good job wrapping
College
up.
Springs. These things really do go down like water.
Love
I'm
it.
already on my 5th one here. Tastes great, and I don't think I gained a pound from this. 100 calories per can.
You talked enough to burn it off.
Great. Exactly. Hey, we often do.
100%.
Love it. Any other sponsors you got?
Yeah, we got Kind Magazine.
That's an old one, but yeah, we'll take it. I like it. I respect it.
And I'm going to let you shout out the other ones.
I just wanted to see what you would have. That's it. No, we're good. Guys, if you made it this far, thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, all those fun things. And that's it, guys. Wrapping up episode 103-ish.
Gang,
Peace.
gang.
Peace.
Peace.
You just